Hello and welcome to another episode of the Plus 63 HP Reviews podcast. I am one of your hosts, John Clemente. I'm alongside one of my bestest best friends, CHUBAX.
Hello, this is CHUBAX or Big Daddy or Sexy Daddy or Daddy, something else.
Or CHUBAX.
Or CHUBAX.
We're also joined by another co-host and another one of our bestest best friends, RJ.
Hello, everyone. So my name is RJ. I'm sending all the lovely ladies and gentlemen our personal reviews on what shows you should or shouldn't watch.
Yeah,
That's
look
our
at that.
intro.
Yes, this is our podcast about. This is our podcast about again shows that we've seen as an assignment the past week, and give you our first views, first reaction analysis of them, and see whether you guys should spend your time and money watching these. If you want to watch us, we are on YouTube. Just search +63 HP on the search bar. If you want to launch us from your browser, just type in bit.ly/+63 HP. You can also interact with all of your hosts and all of our guests at Twitter or in Twitter. Just tweet at +63 HP. And if you don't want to see our beautiful faces and you just want to listen to our voices, we are in all the major podcasting apps around the globe. We prefer Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Next week, if you want to join in our conversation, we are going to continue our reviews of Arcane, Cowboy Bebop, and The Wheel of Time, our main topics for this week. We're also starting our watch along with Hawkeye. So I cannot believe Haley Steinfeld and Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye series is going to drop in Disney Plus in a week. So we're very, very excited. So if you want to join in the conversation for next week, feel free to watch along with us. But this week, we have 3 new series that dropped in streaming services, Netflix and Prime Video, that we want to review and give you guys our honest opinions about. Arcane, Cowboy Bebop, and my ex-girlfriend's new show, Wheel of Time. All right. So with that, we are going to start with Netflix's animated series, Arcane, about the origins of 2 League of Legends champions. In an utopian place called Piltover. CHUBAX, before we go in deeper, tell me what you thought about the series, what you like about it, what you don't like about it.
So I just discovered this from seeing the trailer before. I'm not a League of Legends guy. I mean, we play video games, but I never got into League of Legends, so I don't know these characters or anything. But the trailer got me hooked, and I saw the first 3 episodes, and I'm in love. I love it. The characters, the settings, it's really well made. It's not a video game series. It's just a good series, a great Netflix series.
A good series.
I think everybody should try it. All the characters are very nuanced. Action is great. Action is really great, and I can't wait to watch more. And that guy's so cute. The director of my academy.
Heidinger, something like that.
Heimdegger.
Heimdegger.
RJ, what do you think?
Jay, initial yeah.
Well, we were only supposed to watch the first 3 episodes, but I couldn't stop watching it. So I'm up to... And I think I did it in 2 nights. I think I slept like 2 a.m. every night just because I couldn't stop. I stopped because I was like, I'm dead if I keep watching and I have work the next day. I agree with CHUBAX. I'm not a League of Legends player. I actually didn't play it. I haven't played it, and I'm not really interested in playing it. However, you don't need knowledge or prior knowledge or experience in playing League of Legends to appreciate this work of art that Netflix released. I love how the animation is. It's a mixture of, I don't know. I can't really say what kind of art it is, but it's not the usual type of anime. It's not a usual cartoon that you see on Disney or Cartoon Network. I like how it's done. The story is deep. I like how the characters react. And maybe this is a little forward. Powder or Jinx in this case.
Jinx.
I love how when she's having her episodes and
Yes.
she's just shaking in the whole screen, and there's some graffiti appearing out of the blue, and you can really sense that she's psycho,
Mhm.
and you could feel it, and you could feel where it's coming from. And I guess I'll discuss that in more detail later. But this, I really like it. I can't wait for the next 3 episodes to come out. And I think that's on, when is it coming
It's
out?
out. It's out.
Yesterday.
Oh
It's out
fudge!
every
It's
Friday.
it's
Every
out.
Friday. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Damn it! All right. Guess I know what I'm doing tonight.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So on my end, again, same sentiments as everybody. I have no prior knowledge. I've never played League of Legends. I have no idea of how it runs or the lore. I just know it has a lot of lore. So I was initially actually very intimidated that I won't understand or appreciate the depth of the story, having not played or known anything about League of Legends. Totally not true. Um, I every week that this came out, I binged it. So last night when the last 3 episodes came out, again, our assignment was first three, just give our initial reactions, see if you guys should watch it as well. No, I down every as soon as it comes out, I freaking down it because the animation is top notch. It is, yeah, it's not
So good.
painting, it's not 3D, it's 3D, but it's not super the traditional 3D. It's not
Correct.
hand animated. The facial expressions of all the characters are extremely expressive. Sometimes even more even more transparent or even more expressive than real actors, because I guess that maybe the artist had more control at every single pixel of your face, so you can really see the pain, the joy, the confusion of all the characters. The design is awesome. It's not childish. It's not too childish. It's not
Mhm.
too mature. So this can really appeal to a wide range of audience. And the story is interestingly made. It's made into 3 chapters, and then there's somewhat of a time jump in between
So there's a
3 chapters.
time jump between 3 and 4.
Small, I guess, small time jump.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the episodes as well are 3 episodes each. So it's a good chunk. So it's essentially, I look at it, I'm watching 3 movies, right?
Can't wait for more.
With a very solid thorough line. And actually, usually I don't like time jumps, but in this case, like, it kind of works because you kind of progress through some improvements of the environment very quickly. Like as we are diving deeper into Arcane, I mean, I've been very vocal about how stupid IGN reviews are, highly inconsistent. Most of the time they miss. They gave Arcane a 10 out of 10, which they don't give a lot, and I agree.
Mhm.
I agree because you have the great animation, you have voice acting. Like we were talking about Jinx, who's a
know.
character, one of the main characters. There's plenty. We're not gonna spoil too much about it, but she has some mental issues.
Hmm.
She had, she certain events made her a little bit more mentally challenged the most, and her voice acting is fucking insane. Like from
Actually.
like being normal and then going talking to ghosts is amazing. It's like these are like you have great animation, you have amazing voice acting, you have uh most importantly, the story is kind of great.
Mhm.
It's not normal. It's the general story of, yeah, the underworld and the elite is, of course, that's it. But even within the underworld, there's a lot of through lines, even on the scientific community, on the university and the top world. There's a lot of different storylines. Every character is super complex.
I like
Like
how
there
how
are
they're
there's
very
certain
nuanced.
fight scenes. There's certain, yes.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
like they're
And
nuanced, but
there's a lot of characters.
but it's not like the new tendency of today's shows where everybody's gray. Here, there's still black and white, but there's just more nuance to why he's like that, why
Yeah.
he's black, why
So
he's white. You know?
I'm so glad that you raised that point because that was something that I was thinking about as well. Like we're now there back then it was like good guys versus bad guys, and then the past couple of maybe the past decade, everybody is for that anti-hero. Everybody is for that gray person. It's kind of like annoying that it's the new norm. This
Mm.
one, you said it perfectly, Chubax. You know who's good, you know who's bad. It's just that they give you context on why they're good and why they're bad, right? They give you the reason clear. Like it's not like I'm just bad so that somebody can be good. No, like even the bad good guys are still bad. Even the even the good bad guys are still
Yeah,
bad.
'cause
So
I
like
was
it's
I was surprised that like in spoiler. Can we go spoiler mode?
so here's the thing. So
Oh,
I
go go.
think for this particular series, I think because it's so good, we should try not to spoil anything so we can really encourage people to watch.
Okay, okay.
Okay,
Big
fair
beats, I
enough.
get like big beats. We can try, but try not to be as try not to like be extremely detailed in terms of
Okay.
the storyline.
No, it's just I liked how by episode 3 the Vander and Silco like what they were fighting for, you kind of see more nuance than
Mm,
one right and one wrong. I was like, by the end of it, I was seeing Silco's
mhm,
point. Kind of like, huh? Because growing up, you're always like, yeah, war's evil. Just at least
yep.
they're alive. What would you sacrifice? But like right now, it's like there is a point where living isn't enough. What's the point of
Mhm,
living if it's just that's all you do? There should be something
mhm.
more. So I
They're not even
I
living;
like
they're
that.
just existing
I
there.
know.
Yeah,
And then
and for context, Vander and Silco are essentially the two
the two
not
faces of a
leaders, but the
coin. Yeah.
two yeah, the two major characters in the Undercity, right? So yeah, that's the thing
Right.
because like there's an Undercity and there's the Piltover, which is the city on top. So
I
in
think
the Undercity, there's
it's
also
Zon. The city of Zon, I think, is the Undercity.
Zon. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
And the writers also got me. I loved it. Like trying not to spoil here, but the ending of episode 3 where uh, V gets mad at Powder.
Powder. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
At
Yeah.
first I was like, she wouldn't. I don't think she would do that. It's like that makes her unlikable what she did.
Mhm,
But then it was just an outburst, and then once she didn't run away. She just went to the other corner,
mhm,
and then she was
mhm.
gonna come back. She was just frustrated, and she was just angry, and she was sad.
Yeah, something dramatic happened.
I know,
Uh,
and she just went to the corner to cry, and then she was gonna come back immediately, but then somebody caught her, and then somebody got the other one. So it's like, oh,
yeah.
I love it.
Powder
So
was
good.
Powder's the character that I'm very surprised that the series got me back. Like usually I get annoyed easily when I watch these things. I want to enjoy. So if there's I'm fine if you're bad. I don't like annoying characters. There was a point that I thought the character was getting annoying, but
Borderline annoying.
it was just winning me back was the ones like holy shit that was fucking dope, like that is pretty cool, like
It
every
was
character.
necessary to
Hmm.
build that.
Hmm.
I agree with you. I also
Yeah.
felt like, man, is this just a supplementary character that's eventually gonna disappear? I also thought that the original set of characters would have been the same characters we would be
Hmm.
enjoying until the very end, until a
Is it
certain
V or Vi?
incident had happened.
Okay.
Vi.
Vi.
Vi. Okay, my
Mhm.
Hmm.
and that last action sequence with Vi in the like the
In the bridge
is
On
it
the
yeah
bridge,
was it a bridge? No, the like yeah the catwalk or something
like
or
a
where
alley.
halfway.
yeah where they were
Yeah,
trying
the
to
catwalk. Yeah,
save
exactly. That's
Vander
what
and
it's
then
called.
she was the
Exactly.
only one in front of like 10 people. That was
Ah, that was no.
Damn, shit was
Oof.
awesome.
This is I'm so surprised because again, CHUBAX said it the best way. Like you get you feel for every character. Like
Mm,
you feel Silco, you feel Vander and the decisions that he had to make, and that's the basic stuff too. You have a different paradigm in terms of the people in the city of Piltover, like the scientists. You
mhm.
feel for being safe. You feel for progressing the idea. There's like I at a certain point, it's like you know what? Yeah, I like both points. So whatever point wins, I don't care. It's like
Mm,
it's pretty cool. Like even because we've been talking about the Undercity a little bit, but on the city, on the actual like the high
Piltover.
society kind of thing, it's like there's yeah, Piltover. Like the general argument is like yeah, progress is dangerous, so you want to be very safe in what you're inventing, right? So there's a couple of people that are trying to make it more pace it a little bit longer to make sure it's super safe, but a lot of people will benefit from the discovery. So even the politics around how to go through those machinations are like even me like I didn't realize that I'd enjoy politics around academia as much as seeing this, and the characters are dope. Like it's again super
Even
deep. Like
even the throwaway characters, like for me, the character that was starting to get annoying was Marcus, the enforcer, the
you know
side,
what? I
the one that made
agree.
a deal with
Yeah.
Silco.
oh, okay.
Mm.
The
At first, like,
the
what
cop.
the yeah,
The
the cop.
cop.
What
Yeah.
was he
Mm-hmm.
fucking doing? And then when he realized how much he fucked up, he also realized it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I like
You
this
know,
guy. I like,
no, at first I actually hated him. I was
yeah,
like,
me
oh,
too. I
that's
was like,
dirty rap.
yeah, just
That's what I
listen to your
felt for
superior.
Marcus. But then I realized and I sympathized. No, no, no. That's a good thing about the characters they created. You actually can sympathize where they're coming from. And just as what Jong said, you can be the main bad guy, but you're actually not that bad because you're fighting for something that was an oppression. This is really an oppression of societies. You've got the people who are born with a golden spoon in their mouths, those who were born in Piltover. And then you have the people who were thrown away by society, born in the underworld. And people just wanted, we're all people. We want Caitlyn later on in the series. Caitlyn is one of the characters who is the friend of the of one of the main
Yes.
inventors. Or anyway, you'll get to there. But she said that we're all people, we're all the same. But honestly, that's your perspective. If you're coming from the underworld, it's not the same. There's totally a difference. I mean, you don't even get proper food. You don't even get proper sunlight because you're underneath. You're totally forgotten by society, living with the trash because they treat you literally like trash. Now,
Yeah.
even with this guy like Marcus, I felt for him because we all have ambition. He was very ambitious, and I was like, oh, selfish, you know,
But I just love
piece
that
of shit.
when he fucked up, he realized it too. Like,
You realized,
yeah, they grow.
and why does he? Why did he do what he did? Because he also has
A
a
family.
kid. So
Yeah.
yeah, family, and that
Yeah.
made him real. And I was like, shit. People do a lot of bad shit, not because they're just naturally bad people, but because they're driven to do it. Whether it's lack of opportunity, whether it's for your family to be a better provider, or whether because you're so oppressed by people that you feel it's just not fair. I mean, this really speaks a lot into what this current world is experiencing. I super love it.
Yeah. Again, if you give the one of the very few times that I agree with IGN rating, a 10 out of 10 is like that was I was hesitant to give it a 10 out of 10.
Hmm.
and this is good because like you're Chubax, you're 3 episodes in, Jay, you're
Mm-hmm.
6 episodes in. I'm done,
You're done.
so it's consistent. So it's like all right, we have a good sense
Mm.
on is it maybe sometimes the issue on certain series is you start strong and then you
or
finish weak, or like you
finish
have a word,
strong.
yeah, or maybe you don't give it enough chance to get to the meaty part. But this series is all for, and let's close the discussion with our other personal ratings, but also how should people watch this, right? So I'll start like you can watch this at any time. You can dedicate time to it. You can watch it episode by episode. You can binge it. This will work. This will work for anybody maybe above the age of 13, whatever. It's because it's visually stunning. Stories are, it can be deep, but in the end, it's also just like punching and explosions and magic, right? So that's kind of like my way. So this is kind of like one of those things that this is great if you have like an older kid, like you guys can
Mm-hmm.
both enjoy this because it's animation and it's not the animation that is childish. So yeah, I'm still at a 10 out of 10 here. Chubax.
So far, yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. Definitely watch. And just for context, I
Chuba?
did some. Hello, yeah, I did some research on who the characters in the show are playable in the game. The confirmed
Who
ones
voiced
is
them?
no, no, no. Who
Ah.
who you can play in League of Legends game?
Oh,
Oh,
Like
okay.
who
okay.
who picked from the game. So it's Vi, it's Jinx,
Jinx.
it's Caitlyn, it's
The
Jace.
sharpshooter.
Yeah,
Oh,
How
Caitlyn
can
and
you
Jace as
play a
well.
scientist? Oh, okay, he has
Jace
some.
with the hammer.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Because his
I
family made
Oh,
hammers.
they
yeah,
made hammers. I didn't realize that you can fight with hammers.
I
Cool.
think the head of the academy, Heimdigger, or however you say his name, Victor as well. And
Heimlich.
then yeah, and there's some I haven't finished it, but there's theories about Vander also.
Oh.
Ooh. I
Yeah.
mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
Did
He'd
did he
be
come
an
back,
awesome
Jong? I mean, in
character.
in the show, Vander. Did they show
Uh,
some?
No future spoilers. No
Okay,
future
fine. Okay.
spoilers.
So, but yeah, so there's theories on him. Well, those theories were like before the end of the show, so maybe it confirmed it by the end. But those are the ones that immediately popped out of my head. But yeah, 10 out of
Mm.
10, watch it. You'll definitely love it.
Jay.
10 out of 10. Absolutely. Please watch this. Even if you don't like League of Legends, or even if you don't know it, you would not feel out of place. You would not feel left out. You would absolutely enjoy it, from the art, through the voice acting, through the facial features of the characters and their backstories. It's clear, it's easy, it's good for all ages, I would say. Of course, for the violence, just parental guidance for the kiddos. But please watch it alone, watch it with friends, watch it with family. Dude, just you got to watch this. It's
It's
another
fun.
10 out of 10. And
Good.
um voice voice actors.
Killer.
Haley
Oh shit.
Steinfeld is
Haley
Vi.
Steinfeld, yeah.
That's dope.
I'm not kidding. She's Vi. Yeah.
And
I didn't
Awesome.
realize that.
the actress in
And the
Army
one
of
who
the Dead.
played
Uh
who is she? Which one? Who
Powder.
Ella
played
Purnell, I think. Or
Purnell.
Ella Purnell. Yeah, she did Jinx. That's right.
Oh
She's
dude.
also in
All right, now that I pulled it
Kick
up,
Ass too.
the guy
Miss
that
Peregrine.
plays Jace, a character that I love, is Detective Dan from Lucifer.
Oh, Esposito.
Oh,
I watched Lucifer. It's one of my
Guilty pleasures.
yeah. Oh, that's dope.
but yeah, I mean, they've got no wonder. Talent is just, they chose the right talents for this animation. Well done, well done.
Cool. All right, that is our review of Arcane. Again, there's a couple of more, or we're gonna spend maybe another week or two discussing it as the boys finish up the chapters. Again, it's broken up in three chapters. Each chapter has three episodes in it. Each episode is anywhere between like 44 to 52 minutes. So it's quite robust. It's a good watch. Up next, a highly anticipated anime to live action adaptation, done by Netflix, starring John Cho, uh,
Mustafa Shakir.
Mustafa Shakir, and Daniela Pineda,
Pineda.
among many others. Cowboy Bebop, it's that ragtag crew of bounty hunters chasing galaxies. Either kidnap kids, runaways, bank robbers, etc., etc. Jay, let's start with you. Initial thoughts. What did you like about the series, and what did you did not like about Cowboy Bebop by Netflix?
Okay. First and foremost, what I really liked was the angles of where the camera, where the shots were taken. It was really well planned and well executed. I like the characters, and I think John Cho fits the bill perfectly. Spike Spiegel really was made come to life with his acting. Mustafa Shakir was okay, but I expected him to be more of a tank. And Daniela Pineda is very gorgeous. She's absolutely pretty. So overall, what I enjoyed was the sights, the scenes, and Daniela Pineda.
How many have you seen?
I've seen three.
Okay.
I've seen three.
Same.
And
Chuba-
my wife watched with me because she really enjoyed it as well.
That's good.
Hmm.
Chubax, initial thoughts, things that you like, things that you did
So
not like.
so here, confession. I've never seen the whole anime series. I've only seen like a few
Oh, that's fine.
episodes.
I've,
like
I've forgotten most of it now.
first two or
Yeah.
three. Because no, I just what happened is well, spoilers for the anime. When I was about to watch Cowboy Bebop, I read somewhere that it's assumed that Spike's dead at the end. And during that time, I didn't want to watch anything depressing, so I didn't push through with it, even though it looked good. So I know it's not depressing anime, but you just get mood sometimes, especially with anime. Like I just didn't
Yeah.
want to watch something where I knew the character was gonna die in the end, even though it was just only alluded to. But uh, watching the first three episodes, I was kind of excited and torn. Also torn because like these things never go right. The anime adaptation, especially when the anime is a
Very
stylish,
few.
a
Very few.
stylish. I mean, some animes can work if the problem is the stylish ones, the artistic ones, especially this one with the jazz and the different styles of the how the episodes are with the camera angles and stuff and the fight scenes. I'm pleasantly surprised. I've seen two and a half episode. I didn't finish the last one because my wife fell asleep, but uh it got it hooks in me more than the anime did. And I
interesting.
think the main reason for that one was they evenly spaced out the overall arc more than the anime. I think from the first two episodes I saw, they put in more vicious stuff, more of his background immediately, and not waiting for the latter part or stuff like that. And it looks good. It was really well executed. The action, um, John Cho is freaking buff. Like I thought he was only slim, but he looks good. I mean, it's really like more muscle than I thought. I
No,
thought he
it's
was just.
buff.
I just thought he slimmed down. No, he's got muscle. And then as
A muscle.
in my notes here, like RJ said, the camera angles, I love it. I didn't think it would work because in anime it's easy to draw the side angle of a xylophone, or those different angles, or where it's on the floor and you just see the person walking. But they made it work. It looks good. Daniela Pineda, I'm just sad that she's not in episode 2 and 3.
That was my main comment.
Yeah, why? Why do I have to wait till 4? Because I skimmed through the episode synopsis, but well, some of the only nitpicks is like the action is great, but there are some shots where it's like the slow mo or just how John Cho moves. It's a little off for me, but it's just like 10% of it. But aside from that, a jet grew on me as I saw more episodes, and Spike kinda a dick. Not telling not telling Jet about, especially when I mean the first when was it episode 2 when he got, yeah, episode 2 was when he was attacked by the assassin, and then like start of the third I think was when he confirmed he got that note that says vicious nose. So then he should have told him everything, you know, because before
Correct.
that he was just speculating, but after that it was kind of a dick. So
No,
Faye
but
was
there's a
right.
reason behind that. There's a reason why he didn't say that. Because Jet Black was an ex-cop.
Yeah,
And
He was
but
Spike
very against
Spiegel, yeah, but Spike
I I
Spiegel
know, but
wasn't. I don't want to
syndicate.
spoil it, but
no, yeah, I know
he
that,
couldn't
but
reveal it for
he
reasons.
did say that, but he's not a cop anymore, and he if he's gonna have his back, like it already showing some ripples in
That's
episode
true.
3, like
Trust.
he's not
Complete
having his
trust.
back because he was off investigating on his own. So you know stuff like that's gonna get killed. At least tell him why. So you know I'm so after we finish with our shows, I'm gonna finish that shit because I need to get to episode 4 with Daniela with Daniela Pineda. So I need more Faye. And the girl in the first episode was what- Katrina, uh the bounty with Asimov, the pseudo pregnant
Oh,
lady.
yeah,
Yeah, the
that's right.
bounty.
The girlfriend of Asimov.
Yeah. She's also
Mhm.
really beautiful.
The pregnant girl.
Yeah, her
Oh
face
yeah.
was really
She
striking
is.
as well.
But she wasn't really pregnant though.
Yeah,
I
I know.
mean,
That's why
sorry,
I
can't
said
reveal.
pseudo. But yeah, the action's great. I'm happy that they didn't stick with the short film that they showed where there was too many cuts and you know the
Too many cuts. Yeah, that's they
the
can't maintain that. It's too hard.
I know the
Hmm.
creative transitions, and I'm glad it was only for that short film because like I saw Nick from Kind of Funny say they can't do that for a whole series because it's gonna drive us nuts. So yeah, I'm happy for that. How about you, John? What did you think?
I'm gonna be the oddball in this group.
Oh,
I'm kind of disappointed. Kind of
Really?
disappointed.
Why?
Yeah.
What?
The problem with a highly stylized live action series like this is it highlights the cheap things, right? The super cheapo things. So like the very first scene, I'm not gonna spoil too much, but you know, they were attempting to capture a bounty in a casino, and the bounty was robbing the casino. They shoot a breach in the hole, and they needed to put down like a shield to stop that. 95% of the time, the shield will be what? A shield,
energy
not a
shield.
fucking
Energy
door.
shield. Yeah.
So they were like, right, yeah, an energy
Mm,
shield, which they have because they have like portals and shit to go to different parts of the galaxy. But you know, they put a door, presumably because you know CG is actually way more expensive than doing something practical. So small things like those, I see. Yeah, I think it's too much watching Corridor Crew and Stuntman reacts when I see punches that are so
hmm.
far away from the face. Kind of that tracks me. But two, it's I think the pace is the one that I don't like because I like Danielle Pineda. You give me what 8 minutes of her? Hmm, that's that's a problem, right? That's a problem. But I've also been like I when I first saw the first 3 episodes, yesterday afternoon, I wanted to make sure if I was like, was I just tired? Was I just hungry? Was like, why am I not enjoying this as much as I would want? And then I started looking at the reviews, and
Hmm.
then currently, it's still at Rotten Tomatoes has it at 50%, and aggregate score Metacritic has it as 53%.
Okay.
A lot of people I've skimmed through a few of the reviews. A lot of people were saying that it's kind of like an expensive CW series where the problem with that is the CW series know that they don't have a lot of budget, so they maintain on making sure that the acting was on point. And this, because there's so many stylized stuff, sometimes the acting slightly falters. Never John Cho. Never John Cho. John Cho's the best. But like Vicious is weird. Like Jet sometimes it's on
You
and off.
know,
Like I just like I couldn't get it. Um, but again, I've seen 3 episodes. Most of the three
mm,
episodes did not have Danielle Pineda in it. Most of the episodes were like big action set pieces to kind of like showcase the world a little bit more. There's still a lot of
mhm.
exposition happening, so I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping that it gets better, but currently, I'm not underwhelmed. I'm just slightly below
Whelmed.
whelmed, slightly below it because I was so hyped, and that's on me. Like I know the series, John Cho was great. This was delayed because of an injury. Um, Everything looks good. It's just like I don't know. There's like a certain X factor that is missing for me to really, really sink my hooks into it. I haven't connected with the characters yet, apart from Spike. Right? There's like
Mm.
Jax. It's like stop fucking talking about your kid's doll.
And when
Tell
you
me more
see
about
it in
you.
episode 3, you see a
Three.
image of the doll, and it's so butt ugly. It's
Like,
like if the
it's the
Cabbage
future.
Patch Kids got mutated and got hit on their face 100 times, then that's what the doll looks like. And I'm like, what the heck? At least
Yeah.
make the doll look cute. Crying
Yeah,
out loud.
it's again it's I hope that it gets better. It's one of those series like I'm slightly below whelmed because I thought I was
Mhm.
gonna binge this. I thought I was gonna have to have somebody stop me from watching this. I was expecting to be in pain at the last episode, torn or like in pain because it's going to take another year or two before the next season comes in. That's what I was
Mm.
thinking. And then when I saw this, it's like, it's not bad. It's great. Great action, great visuals. I like the editing style. I like the cinematography. It's very unique. It looks sci-fi. Like, I like the look of it.
Mhm.
But it's like, I'm not running after I'm not running after the next episode, unlike our the next series that we are going to be discussing. So that's on me on my end. How last round of ratings, reviews, possibly like storylines that you want to highlight before we move on to the next. Jay?
Well, storylines, I can't fully remember specific ones that I enjoyed, but um rating, I would say it's for me it's anything between an 8 to an 8.5 because I really enjoyed it. What could have been done better was to have more badass villains because
Interesting. Yep.
I agree with what Jong said. Vicious looks like Lucius Malfoy with dry hair. I don't know. So I they could have cast. I don't know whether it's the casting or whether it could have been more of. Uh,
Writing.
he didn't seem vicious to me uh, at all, right? But had they had more badass bad guys, it would have probably been more exciting. There was also one episode where he was fighting against the bomber, and the guy's name. Well, he straps bombs on teddy bears, and I won't reveal why. But the guy just looks so obvious. Like from an entire crowd, you would spot who it was.
Yeah,
It
well,
was like,
but
yep, it's
about
that
that,
guy. Because
Jay,
it was
that's
just
what happens to bombers. They get burnt.
mm.
They get hurt. They burn themselves from
Oh yeah,
making
yeah, I
bombs.
know. But
So
it's not just that, but his entire shifty look with that big duffel bag. I mean, and then in an entire place with where everyone's prim and proper. So it wasn't difficult to really identify who it was. But what I'm saying is it could have been, I don't know, maybe more psychotic, maybe someone more um because the bomber actually had how many buildings already? 3 or 4
four,
prior to
I think four at least.
that one, right? So you would have thought that this guy was like smart and was ingenious, but apparently he just seemed like a random guy planting bombs. So, but I'm not against it. I still enjoy the series, and I think a lot of you guys, all our viewers, 50 of you guys, and hopefully by the time I check again, we should have like 100. But all you viewers out there should watch this, and
Yeah.
whether you've seen the anime or not, John Cho's acting is on point, and hopefully we'll get more screen time for Daniela Pineda. How about you,
Chubax?
Chubax?
Yeah. Also for me, it's just like Jong. It's a tale of expectations, and I was expecting lower, and I got something better.
Mhm.
So I enjoyed it more. I didn't think it
Okay.
would, yeah, grip me like it did. It's still not my on my favorite list. Like it's not something that like I need to devote my whole attention to like our next series, but it's something I like. It's stress free. I wouldn't mind more seasons. Just
Mhm.
like especially
Yep.
the standalone nature. I could use that in my list
Yeah, it's
of
fun.
shows. Good action too. Good that Daniel Pineda, John Cho. Not easy on the very easy on the eyes. And
Mm.
yeah, I can't wait for more. I agree with Vicious. He doesn't seem vicious, but
Just
I
weird.
mean, right? You give somebody the name Vicious, better be fucking vicious. So
You want
Mhm.
exactly
but yeah,
like
everything
play
else.
someone like Batista or something. Oh,
Yeah, I do love the bounty hunter aspect.
Um,
It reminds me of Firefly with a broken down ship and stuff. So that's always good. So yeah, for me
oh
it's a
man.
it's a watch. I was expecting a 5. I got 7.5 so
Mm.
far with 2.5 episodes. So I'll update you guys when I finish it by next week.
yeah. I mean, yeah, Trubox and I are aligned this week. Same things. Like it's a tale of expectations. I expected way too high. I expected this to be like a solid 8.5, like
Mm.
easy, easy. And I kind of feel right now I'm at a 6. Again, it's still good. It's still something that I'm gonna watch. To be honest,
Maybe we're
now
still
actually,
early on.
exactly. But maybe it's early, but also even that now thinking and reflecting on it a little bit more, that's good. I don't want a show that I have to binge every time. Like I don't want a show to like really like schedule every episode.
Our
Like
review
This
Arcane.
is
our review list is already getting thicker.
I
right. Yeah.
know.
Right. So like again, it's like I'm glad that this one is like if I miss a week, cool. If it takes me a
Yeah.
month to finish all 10 episodes, that's fine
Hmm.
too. I still have
Yes.
10 months worth of content. And that's an important thing. And then, I know we talked about in our previous review episodes again, it's like, all of these streaming services, particularly Netflix, it makes us watch things in context. If you put the wrong movie at the wrong time, you're not gonna have a great time. If you put it at the
Mm.
right expectation, you pace it the way that you want to pace it, you watch it when you are free, you're gonna enjoy. And I think it's just like we had a lot of stuff to watch this week.
Yeah.
I thought that this was going to be the easiest one. This was actually compared to the other 2 3 episode series
It
that
got
they watched.
sandwiched.
It's like,
Mm.
I wish I watched fucking well, luckily I watched this prior to Arcane. The new Arcane episodes drop because Arcane I just couldn't stop. I was like, I'm sorry, it's like we're gonna watch this until like 3 in the
Exactly.
morning.
Arcane
That's why I
was
woke up late for
addictive.
this morning's recording because like I was watching this. But yeah, we will still be continuously giving you more of our updates as we finish the series. But at this point, we are going to move to our main topic of discussion for the week. Right. This one, to be honest, uh, when it came out, it's hype only because it's a beloved fantasy series. So based on Robert Jordan's what 14,000 page novel epic Wheel of Time, Amazon Prime Video or Amazon Studios produced a live action adaptation of it. So essentially, the description in Wikipedia right now is Moraine, a member of a magical organization called the Aes Sedai, takes 5 young people on a journey, believing that one of them might be the reincarnation of the dragon or the dragon reborn, a powerful individual prophesies to save the world or destroy it. So Wheel of Time meaning like the in this story, things just happen all the time over and over again. One dragon destroys it, another dragon fixes it. Um, so it is kind of uh, if you put in Lord of the Rings, yes. Put in Game of Thrones, yes. A lot of combination, a lot of those, because most of those books, because those are the fantasy realm. It stars my ex girlfriend Rosamund Pike as the main Aes Sedai Moraine. And then all the other actors and actresses there are kind of like up and coming. Like I haven't seen
New.
somebody that is like super established apart from Rosamund Pike, and so far I'm quite delighted. So, Jay, as a person that has no background about the series itself, give us your initial thoughts and reactions in how many ever episodes that you've seen of this, if you've seen it at all.
I do have Amazon Prime. I've seen first three episodes,
Nice.
and I have not I have not read any of the books. But after seeing this, I want to read the books. Okay, that's gonna set me back a lot of time because that's like what,
Yes.
overall 3,000 plus pages. Um, so it's the story is easy to digest. I love how I'm already imagining how this could be made into a video game,
Mm.
especially where your ex-girlfriend told him, we have to, I need the four of you now. Let's go. Right
Mhm.
now, let's go. And then when she was able to identify all four, I was like, huh, this is where you get to choose your character. You have a
Oh.
blacksmith slash tank, you have a fighter, and then you have a thief,
A
and
rogue.
then you have a magician or a rogue. Yeah. So I was like, damn, this is where that would have been perfect for that select scene.
Agree.
You're right, Jong. It's a mix of Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones. Even the logo of the Wheel of Time kind of reminds me of Game of Thrones. But the score, the actors who aren't really famous yet they're doing well. One of the guys looked like Hayden. What
Christensen, like
Darth
the main
Vader?
dude, yeah.
We'll get
Yeah,
to that. Yeah, later.
right. Anyway, so I was like, is it him? No, he's too young. And I was like, no, he just looks like him. And he has these certain, when he does the side glances, and then the camera just catches that. I was like, that's like Darth Vader. I mean, and that's what I like about it. They have it's well done. I like, what do you call those, orc or
Trollocs.
the enemies? Trollocs.
Trollocs.
The Trollocs were imagined well.
Oh wait,
I don't know if
sorry
that
to
was
interrupt.
described.
CHUBAX,
No, go ahead.
pop in a trailer of Wheel of Time,
Oh
so
crap.
people are not confused.
Sorry.
We're still talking
Yeah,
about.
I didn't notice.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
continue.
No worries. And so the Trollocs, they seemed vicious enough, but they weren't the traditional orcs or goblins.
Mhm.
So they were like a mixture of orcs with antlers.
Mhm.
Yet they seem to be more intelligent than how orcs were depicted in most fantasy stories or books. I like the way they describe magic and how it's been portrayed. It doesn't just shoot out from someone's fingernails. I like how magic was absorbed from the world, from
Mhm.
the surrounding areas, and that's what they use to kind of like cast it. So they have to absorb something first before it's casted, and that seemed interesting. I guess what I expected more was, I guess I entered thinking that this would be a little bit more like Game of Thrones, a little bit more sexy scenes, but instead I got a shot of a male's butt at the first episode.
Lens.
That's more like Game of Thrones already.
But honestly, I watched it today. I just watched it today, and Chewbacca. I was messaging. Actually, I was messaging you
Yeah.
guys on the group as I enjoyed each part. I like how they had these subtle scenes where they were having these dreams, because they're having, well, not
Mhm.
really dreams, more of nightmares. And when it was the blacksmith's turn, what's his name?
Aaron.
Perrin.
Aaron. You know?
Perrin
So when
Ibarra.
it was when he was having his nightmare, you have to really notice it. At the window, there were a pair of ember eyes. So it's this particular being that's kind of really watching over them. So it's, if you're not focused on it, you'd probably miss a number of it. But then I like how they really tell the story. It got me hooked, and I'm just disappointed. I have to wait until Friday.
Chubax,
So
you're the resident
Yeah,
expert
I
on
know.
Wheel of Time.
you have all
I'm
10 books,
interested.
right?
Yeah.
No, there's more. I think there's like 14.
There's
To be honest,
14, 11 in the main series,
I've
right?
only
Holy
read
crap!
up to 10, I think, because I'm still waiting for time to finish it. But Robert Jordan died after 10 or 11, I think.
10.
And then his wife had to find somebody else to finish the book because there's a lots of notes already and everything was like planned out. So, and funnily enough, the guy who the wife chose was another favorite of mine. Is Brandon Sanderson, who did what was that? I forgot. It's slipping my mind. But he's one of my favorite books. He did Elantris. He did
Mistborn. Yeah.
Mistborn. So I'm so happy with that. But so I've read this book series was told to me. I was in college and I was in the convoy detail in ROTC. I was the guy. I had the car, so I volunteer. So when they don't need a car, the guys in my air division or the convoy guys, we just sit in a room until we're needed, and then we drive them. We drive the officers around. So one of my partners who also had a car told me about this story. So I that's how I found the books. So coming into the series, I was torn. I tried to pull down my expectations because I didn't want to be disappointed. But as I was about to play it, I was just excited. I was so hyped, and thankfully, I really like it. I mean, uh, when I read the book, I imagine characters. I cast them in my mind, and guess who I casted as Randall Thor all those years ago?
Hayden
Hayden
Christensen.
Christensen.
There you go.
So
Nice.
he looks like Hayden Christensen. So that was really good for me. For me, I casted a buff Tom Welling for Perrin because I don't know, those were the guys who were around those time. And do you guys know Shane West?
No.
Shane,
He's
who's Shane
Shane
West?
West.
Do you remember the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen? The movie.
Yes.
He's Tom Sawyer, the young guy.
Oh,
So I
okay.
I had him as Matt. So those and then
Okay.
I had Trinity from Matrix as Moraine. Name? The woman I mine. Uh, the woman who played Trinity from the Matrix, Jong's ex
Uh,
girlfriend. Uh,
Moss, Elizabeth Moss.
yeah.
Elizabeth
So I had her
Moss.
as Moraine. So the
Mhm.
what I loved about the series is the pacing. Actually, it's really good, and the Trollocs as RJ, as you said, RJ, they're really well done. Because the hard part about this, because like I think from if my history is right, like the Trollocs are mutated and they're created from like different animals and stuff, so they're not gonna look the same. Some
Oh.
have goat feet, some have different. They're all different. So like, some of their horns aren't the same, and they're
That's
all
right.
yeah. So they're all bred and mutated, and it's and they got that. I love the Moraine action sequence at the start in land. That was so good in the first episode,
Mm.
and even the slow parts. I couldn't believe I knew that story about the Manethrin
Chubax, we
scene.
have Witcher on
Oh
the
shit!
background.
Sorry, my bad. No, I didn't loop it.
I was like, I don't want to confuse our. This is not another
Uh,
fantasy
yeah, I
series,
know.
but
I didn't loop
yeah.
it. So there. Uh, even the story when they were talking about the Manethrin, and that kind of
Yes, the
that
Matherin.
hit me. That was how she told that story was really really
Mhm.
good. Like damn.
Mhm.
And then what else?
And they led into it. They led
I
into it with
know.
the
And they were
song.
singing. Yeah, I know. So
Yeah. And that put it into context. So it's just not out of the blue. She's gonna tell a story about it.
Yeah,
yeah.
they were singing.
So to RJ who hasn't read the books, the only jarring thing for me the first episode was Perrin wasn't married in the books.
So that's
And
new.
yes, yes.
Okay, I
That
thought I was
so
thought I was going crazy. I thought I was going
he
crazy.
wasn't married and he didn't accidentally do that thing that he did during
Okay.
that thing. So
Okay.
so
So
yeah, but
that's an artistic choice that they added for the series.
if you think like I saw some tweets and some of them were pissed that it
I have a
happened, but
feeling there's a purpose
no,
behind that.
but then
I'm
if you think about it, there is because it's not a major spoiler, but in the future, parents always the one that doesn't want to fight. He hates his axe.
Hmm.
He wants to be a blacksmith. He hates killing. He hates axe. I guess this one
got
makes
it,
it.
got it,
It puts it into
got it.
context why
It
he
puts
hates
into
that. Yeah,
context.
why he
Yeah.
hates that axe.
Okay.
So that's one of the
I love this
most
character,
surprising. The
dude.
questioner.
I love
Yeah.
that
Oh,
character.
I
The
see.
questioner.
Here's the thing. I fucking hate that dude. I don't like. I
It's
don't like
perfect.
how
He's
they did them.
perfectly cast for it.
He's perfect for him.
Uh,
My goodness.
I hate it when when you're a bad guy, you don't have to like slap me in the face that you're a bad guy. You don't have
but
to like have blood dripping down the side of your mouth and have bloody handprints on the fucking dude. We know you're bad.
that's
We
kind
don't
of
have to.
who the questioners are. They're so proud of being pure, of being on the good side, and everybody else is a dark friend and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. So good. The I just hope they don't get too bogged down with trying to be too Game of Thrones in the future. Like keep it with these three, because in the book
Yeah.
it does become well. It came before Game of Thrones, so it can be like. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, like the show where there's too many settings,
Mhm.
and it's
We
gonna
don't-
happen eventually. But I would love if
Yeah.
they just stick to these 4 or 5 characters, like the five people from Two Rivers plus Moraine and Land. Like aside from that, just allude to the others. Let's
Yeah.
focus on these 5 so that it can be a little
And
more
I mean
tighter.
to interject, that's kind of I was gonna discuss later, but also, I'm on book 4. Like I think, and you've read it most, and those books are epics. Like they so
Dude,
many people, so many places. It takes them so long to do this. Feeling the pace of the first 3 episodes, I like this pace.
I know.
They skipped a lot of stuff.
I hope, yeah.
So
But
this it's I'm
still meaningful, and it still feels tight. So
yep.
I hope they just skip some stuff, allude to it, but you don't need a lot of explanations, anyways. I do.
That was my main concern because like it's always hard because some people's favorite part of a book might not be other people's favorite part of the book,
Yeah.
right? So we'll discuss a little bit later, a little bit more in
You
detail
just
because I have personal questions about it. But the idea here though is like yeah, it's like the things that they cut in the first book for the first 3 episodes. It's like, oh, these are the beats that I remember.
yeah.
These are the
So
most
yeah,
important shit.
agreed.
Cool.
So RJ, to a new viewer, did you explain do you understand why only female are the Aes Sedai right now? Because before there's been male and female
No,
and stuff like
actually,
that.
I know it was given to us that in watching this that women it should stay with women. But
Yeah.
then at the beginning there was this male who was able to touch the source. And by which they I guess killed him in a
No, so
sense.
just for you for context, like
Hmm.
thousands of years ago, Aes Sedai were both male and female.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the strongest ones of the male side was the Dragon Reborn, and I forgot, and he tried to seal the Dark One, and in doing so, he did it, but the Dark One was able to touch the male half of the source and taint it, put a taint to it. So it's not that
That's
specific. Yeah,
why
I'm not 100%
Well, I
accurate
mean,
in
the
how that
first
happened, but it's something like that.
It was too
No, well,
early. Like in the first splash screen, it says like when men kind of use it, they go crazy.
Yeah. No.
So
Yeah,
only
but that's
men.
after. I forget the specifics
Mhm.
on
no,
if
but that's why in the series
yes.
specifically uh the line was they don't like males touching the source because it taints it. So
Yes.
specifically, it
So
taints it.
when the dragon did it, I forgot if the taint happened before
Mm.
the dragon went crazy or when he. I think it was tainted before he sealed it or something like. I just forget the timing. But during his time, it was tainted. So after that, any male who starts touching the one power and using it will go crazy in time. So after that, so that was 3,000 years ago. So since then, one of the priorities of the women Aes Sedai are now finding these men and then the term is gentling them, cutting them
Gentling.
from the source. So they don't
Mm.
kill them; they just. But the problem is, when you've touched the source and you're cut off from it, it's like you
You
go
go
into this
crazy.
depression. No, it's more like you go into a
Depressed.
depression,
Yeah.
like a zombie like state. No, not zombie like, but your zest for life is gone. It's like something
I
something
suppose. Yeah.
gone from your life. So literally and like emotionally. So they're never the same after. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why. And then something that wasn't alluded or specifically said in the story, just to brief you a little bit so you can understand more in context. The colors of the Aes Sedai are divided into colors. That's
Mm.
that's why they wear those different colors. There's like sex inside the
Blue, red.
yeah. There's like
Okay.
different sex on the Aes Sedai. I think blue is for
Mm-hmm.
Moraine's more like adventure, knowing the world,
Mm-hmm.
learning about the world.
Mhm.
Green
So
is
they're
more
the
like
scientists.
yeah.
Green is
Green
the
is more like
fighters.
fighters, but they also love men. So like some of the women in the green sex, or most of the women Aes Sedai in the green sex, have more than one
They have
warrior.
male.
They have more than
Mhm.
one warrior. So the
Oh,
blue
okay.
like Moraine can have one, but the green ones
Mm-hmm.
have two or three, and the red ones are the ones that hate men. So you
Okay.
won't find them with warriors.
Oh,
So
yeah.
and they're
They're
the
the
ones
ones
very
who actually
aggressive.
caught the. They're the ones who
Yeah,
caught the male in the beginning. But
yeah,
there was one who was burnt, the yellow one.
yeah.
What are
I
the
forgot.
yellow ones
I
good
think
for?
they're the healers, or is it the brown? It's the
Forget.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
yeah, it was
think the
like yeah,
yellow is
he
the healers, and then
got
the
caught by the
magic.
questioner.
Yeah, the magic is
Mm-hmm.
like uh when they touch
But why are
this.
the questioners trying to catch the eyes to die?
Oh, they're like the Catholic in the witch hunt era. Anything
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
anything with the one power is evil.
Okay,
So
okay.
so
I get
yeah,
it.
so they just think they're witches and
No, that
stuff.
specific scene there, we showed it.
Yeah. And then with the power, it comes like when you touch the power, you can manipulate things. So there's like strings of like energy of air, water, fire, and spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's when you combine those things that you can do other stuff. So like you can use water and
Mm-hmm.
spirit to heal, some stuff like that. And each Aes Sedai is like I think the men are stronger in air and in earth and fire, and the women
In
are
Earth and
stronger
Fire,
in water and air,
Air Water.
and then they're
Mhm.
equal in spirit. So it's like stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that are some of the nuanced rules and stuff.
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool though. I really now I'm pumped up to actually read the books. So
I know, and you're gonna be surprised where I think it's obvious who's of the guys who's gonna be Dragon Reborn
the dragon.
from you. Yeah, is it obvious
Kind
to
of.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's obvious. So it's surprising where the other two go, where their path leads
Well,
them.
it's obvious because in the series, Jong's ex-girlfriend kind of specified it. She gave more attention to this person.
Yeah, but the others' path are also very interesting and surprising. What happens to
Okay.
the other two? And
They're all. They're the good thing is like it's one of those the the Lord of the Rings syndrome where you don't put the character there. It's not. It's so different from the Game of Thrones syndrome where you don't know who fucking lives or dies or who's
Hmm.
important. But this one is like I like the idea that everybody has some function, right?
Yes. You
Uh,
know the
um,
the the thing that was like Lord of the Rings was that they split up, just like the Lord of the Rings. each one had their own journey.
Yeah.
But here, not that they had a choice, but
But it's just I think you're gonna find where each one leads to, and then what they didn't explain also is the how did they say it? Taverine,
Talvaran.
Talvaran. They said there's four in the two
And then
rivers.
in the end, it's
Yeah, so that
sorry
are
for what?
the term
there's
that
the five
Maureen said,
Talvaran.
Talvarin. She said that
So
right at the start.
so we're touching the topic, but there are certain things that they, I love the pace. I love how they glossed over a lot of details and just made this into like a very easy fantasy series. But there are certain beats in the books that I felt was very important to understand how important the characters are. So Talvaran are people. So essentially, the first part of the movie was about the wheel of time. The wheel will always turn, yada yada yada. So essentially saying that people have destinies that will happen no matter what, right? But the people of Talvaran, like, that is alluded
If you
to.
are a Talvaran, yeah.
Yeah. So if you are Talvaran, which is alluded to the four main characters plus one, which we'll discuss a little bit, are the ones that can reshape the pattern that is being woven around them, or secondarily, the pattern weaves around them. So it's kind of cool. I was like, all right, I can change my fate, but also the fate is changing because of me.
So
Right.
imagine
So
if
that's
it's
kind
like
of
a weaving wheel. The
Mhm.
Talvaran are more like important spots in those wheel. So it either
Okay.
changes the pattern around it, or the pattern has to change itself for it. So something like that. So it's more like the
yep.
important people in history are always usually
Mhm,
Talvaran.
mhm.
Uh like in the stories, there Arthur Hawkwin is more like, I guess he's like King Arthur, stuff like that. Like history, life changes around them. People who think one way when they meet their King Arthur, they suddenly change their mind just because he's King Arthur. So like that. And with them, in the book it's only three, but here they made it
Mm-hmm.
five. But with them,
Interesting.
yeah, they included the women, which I think is, I guess,
Which is it's kind
better.
of
Yeah,
essentially the same too.
Good.
Yeah.
it's
Gender
better too.
equality and all that.
Yeah. So, and the point with him here is it's rare to have a Talvaran. So it's even rarer that there's like five in one village. And since they're all Talvaran, if they're all together, they're all important. If one fails, the
Ooh,
other
in
will.
one village.
Yeah. If so, in the book it's the three of them, right? So if one fails, since they're all Talvaran and they're all near each other, if one of them fails, the whole pattern will. They're all fucked
Mm.
essentially.
Yeah.
So
Is
I
that
mean,
why the intro has the weaving wheel
yes, because
yeah,
in a
yeah,
way?
that's how they
Okay,
describe
makes
stuff.
sense now. Okay,
yeah.
because I
So
didn't get it at first.
all right, so we've discussed, we've provided a little bit of like intro
Or
things
I
that we
get
like. So
long-winded when I talk about
no
stuff.
worries. Like, you wanna discuss so for you and Michobox, people that have a little bit of a background on on the books, before we go to the story beats that we love currently, um what are the things that you noticed that you did not like
Did not like.
from this
Oh,
particular adaptation? Well, I put you in the spot. I'll start.
yeah, go.
Lan is not as cool in the series as I've
Mm,
read in the book. Because in the book, not only does he look dope, he has that color changing cloak, which I
Yeah.
understand for CG purposes is not going to be in a Prime Video show. That will be very, very expensive. But in the book, he has a cloak that it's a literally better than an invisibility cloak, because you can be invisible in it, but you could also like blend in your background. That's how it's described. So I missed that. And also Lan, in the first three episodes, and this is going to be a very, 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 very slight spoilers, but come on, this is a fantasy movie. People will get hurt in battlefields. Like, for it, Mylan is so badass that he is like super dope. Everybody fears him. Everybody loves him. He's already fucking got got Moraine stabbed a few times, and then got into trouble in bringing them to a place they should be a few times. And I know it was also in the book, but this time in the series, it was all on him. Like it was just his thing. So that was
Well, for me on
one
that,
of the few weaknesses that I've seen.
for me on that, I already felt that in the trailer, so I was coming in with lower expectations for him. So with him in the scene with in the first episode being badass, kind of went higher for me because I was already expecting because like in my casting in my book, he was more like Russell Crowe from Gladiator. You know, he's like that big ass. That's what's missing from him, I think. From your take also is that the authoritarian thing. You know, this, you know, the book always handled it so well where he's like a little submissive to Moraine, but to the other guys, he's always this like big fucking scary. You know, like he scared the boys, and you wouldn't somebody you didn't want to fuck with. So here he's a little more not tame in not less dangerous, but less imposing. I think is the term. You know, you don't get that aura from him. One of my favorite lines from the book is when Rand standing between Lan and Ruark, you know, Jong in book 3, and then Rand says, "These are two of the most dangerous men in the world," and the I think that whoever's better than these two, the difference I think a mouse would starve on the difference of this how good these two, the difference between these two. So yeah, he was one of my special favorite ones. Oh, go ahead. Anything else? For me, I didn't see anything I didn't really like yet because the one thing I didn't like from the trailer was like the White Tower seemed a little fakey with the call. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
too.
I know. So
yeah.
it's from the trailer. What else did we didn't like?
The set. So the first episode, I don't know why, because again, I've seen the first. I've seen this almost twice now. Like
I
all
want to
three,
watch it
because
again.
I really enjoyed it. I got concerned the first episode. I was a little concerned because the set pieces, which weird, like the big set pieces with the scenery look great, right? Look great. Maybe because they're CG. But when you go punch in, when you're actually in the set itself, like even the first scene about what RGS mentioned when the red Aes Sedai was able to catch this guy going crazy from touching the source, right? And then the cliff fell, like didn't look as polished. Like any of the sets did not look as polished. But I also understand that it's kind of great Game of Thrones bias because Game of Thrones, all their sets look like they're actually from
well, HBO is
those olden times.
HBO is a little special when it comes to sets.
Yeah, so that may be it. But again, the combination it's hit or miss. Like it's not consistently fake TV looking stuff. There's like I love the big giant scenes where they're just on a cliff looking out, walking through the desert. All those big scenes like look great. But whenever we go through like even just like the tavern scene, like it's like this is not as taverny as
I hope they learn more as they go forward. I think they will, in the future episodes and future seasons. But that reminds me now. I did miss Tom because Tom Marilyn was supposed to be at the start. Jay, if in the books, he was a gleeman in the village during the fight.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about
he
that.
He traveled with them from the start, but he did get his due here. So it was I liked how he was introduced and how he came into the story. That was well done. So one of my nitpick was, I guess, from a book reader was their their exit from the village seemed rushed to me. I don't know how it came to RJ, but for me it seemed really rushed. And
yeah, so let's
also I missed the walk of Rand with the dad because in the book he had to drag his dad to the village and things happened during that walk.
Okay, that was okay. That was the other point where it's like for me, I was okay that was because I remember in the book one of the things that kind of stuck to me was everybody was so amazed, like you brought Tam all the way down by yourself, and that was kind of like
in the book. there was no horse. He had to get a door, and then he put Tam on the door, and then he put the rope on the door, and then he was dragging the door with Tam on it up to until the village by himself.
No, so yeah, but again, it's same with that. But before we get our reviews, like Jay, one of the main
Mm-hmm.
things that I wanted clarification on was like, how did you feel when this witch comes into your village, tells you, "Come, people are following you, let's go," and then they just went. I understand why it's rushed.
Me
Like I
too.
understand it's one episode, but like for a first time viewer, like how did, because essentially this is a very important time in the series. This is when all of them came together. This is the first instance that the fellowship has been formed, and to this point, the only thing that has happened was like monsters came, and then at the end, it's just like you four. Nobody asked any questions like, "Are you sure? Is there anybody else? Are you sure it's just four? Maybe there's five of us. Maybe there's six of us." So it's like, so how did you think about the formation of the fellowship of the Two River folk?
I mean, the four of them, right?
Mhm.
Um, the reason why I thought it was why they had to rush out and why it made sense was because they had an army of 300 that was coming.
Mm.
Now, although a witch telling me like it has to be the four of you, and the question is why? I guess why was it the four of them? I mean, what about the four of them? Why? We're just normal people. For all we know, for example, it was the three of us, right? And then this witch comes up to us and says, "Hey, you three, you better go because one of you guys are going to be a dragon." We're like, what?
You could have dropped the birthday line, like we're looking for somebody born on this year, and that's why Perrin, Rand, and Matt were included because the three of them were born in the same year.
On the same year, yeah.
In the
Could
books,
have,
it
could
was
have
much more
probably.
fleshed out. But that's the
Yeah,
thing. It's like it was so fleshed out. Like,
yeah,
oh, they burnt this barn so that they could
yeah. They
corral
explained
all the
that
people.
in the book, Moraine said that they specifically went after Rand, Matt's house, and Perrin's house, and black where he was blacksmith at
Barn, yeah.
barn. Yeah, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
it's
So
place
it
of
was
work.
very, very clear. They own, and then in the books too, it was kind of obvious that they like the Trollocs weren't killing everybody. There was only very specific killings were made because they all just wanted the presumed people that were born in that particular year. But again,
And
I understand that
yeah,
won't
that's fine.
translate
Yeah.
well on series, on TV. So I actually like the massacre here. I
And
actually like how bloody it is.
Moraine kind of blackmailed Rand that you do what I say if I heal your dad in the book. Oh, so,
okay.
so she
Mhm.
and then they were able
But you
to write
see,
letters too.
we, I don't know. I think giving credit to Amazon though, it would have been so
Yeah, it would have been.
difficult, or it would have they would have needed a number of seasons with so much more
Yes,
budget
yes.
if they were to make it really accurate
It's
according to the
only a
book.
small
And
small
and I
nitpick.
get it. No, and I do get it. It would have been. It's always better in the book. That's what they say.
Yeah. No,
Even.
for me, it's like no. I think to be honest, like these first three episodes, I prefer
Mhm.
than the book. The book is super big, but the only question that I have is usually the
Mhm.
formation of the crew is highly integral. It is the linchpin in which the foundation of your friendship or the foundation of the entire series will be how your group was formed. This seemed, it's art. It seemed artificial because like Lan, Perrin, and Matt were already best friends, and we've been seeing that in the first
Mhm.
scene. And then Lan and Egwene are boos, so that's understandable, right? So but like even the fact that all four of them were traversing, like I'm okay with it. I wanted to make sure because this is going to be the question of people on season 2, season 3, season 4 when they have their shit together and everything is way more polished. And then look back and it's like, they like Maureen just walked in and said like, "You four, come with me, and then let's go." And then they did. So it's like, all right. I'm okay with it, but like, I just wanted to make sure that it
Oh, but
resonated.
there was a resistance from Rand somewhere in the middle of their journey. Like, why? It's you. You did this
Mm.
when you came to town. Suddenly, shit hit the fan. All that
Maybe
shit,
they're
right?
following Moraine, maybe not them, right? There was no proof that it was the four of them, right? That was
Exactly,
just like
and
a
that's where Rand came out and said that. And then I actually enjoyed what
They
Matt
actually
said.
they got that friction good too. Like with
Yeah,
I remember in the book where Egwene was Rand was pissed at Egwene because she was siding with Moraine. It's
with
like
Moraine.
I think there was a line where you suddenly spend these nights with her and then you're taking her
What
side.
did she promise you? What did she
Yeah,
promise
that was
you?
exactly so good.
Hmm. But then what Matt said was, "Come on, let's go."
my
I
favorite line.
mean, she can
Fireballs,
but then she can
fireballs.
throw fireballs.
I
I
That's
I,
my
don't- I don't
favorite
want to
line that
be.
kind of tied everything together. It's like, I know she's going to leave us to die once she's done with us, but until
Yeah,
then, let's stick with somebody that can throw fireballs. It's
exactly.
perfect line, perfect line. Such a man. Let's switch topics before we close down. Things
Hmm.
that stuck with you, things that you are surprised about the series up until the third episode. Since we talked about our nitpicks, we can talk about the stuff that we're delighted about. Shabak, so you have the most experience about
Just
this.
last one. I do hope they put more time on a more like a throwaway line for the sword with the heron mark
Oh yeah,
sword.
I think that's coming. I think so.
Okay.
Oh, good. So, all right, that was gonna be one in my notes shortly. But yeah, like things that you were surprised about how good it has translated to the series currently, and or the things that you really like about the series in general.
Oh, I think the casting is spot on. I'm surprised with all of them. I mean, Rand he's the easiest I think among them to
Mm.
play. So Perrin was he got that kind of a soft teddy bear, rough exterior, quiet, thinking man's Perrin, and Matt is good too, like the likable asshole, likable prick.
Mhm.
So they're pretty spot on. But Moraine, I think Rosamund Pike so far is standing out so much. You made a lot of the scenes really really well worth it. How about you, Jay?
Um, I just wish there were more um visually appealing women in my. Maybe it's just my taste, but Rosamund Pike, of course, was
Mhm.
she's gorgeous, but all the other women pales in comparison.
That's true.
Whether
That's
either
the
either she
problem.
was really gorgeous or they just casted others who
Uh,
just wouldn't.
No, it's Rosamund Pike. It's hard to
yeah.
put any other
And
female near
I
as
around her.
suppose. I
as Jong
suppose.
knows, there's gonna be more chances for a lot of very beautiful women to come. Egwene's I mean, she's not growing on me physical. I'm not. I
Physically,
I mean, she's not. I mean, she's not ugly, but she's not very very pretty for me. But Nynaeve
no,
at,
she's
at
not.
at the
Yeah.
start, but
Nynaeve.
Nynaeve at the start, I didn't like how she looked, but now she's growing on me. I think she's pretty,
Mm.
and she's growing on me. Uh, what else? Did you catch in the end, Jay, the Aiel, the one in the cage? Did you get that? Did you get
Yes.
that?
He-
Did you get
the
the?
man who claims that he is the. Oh, no! You mean the one with red hair,
Hmm.
the one with
Yeah,
the stone that was glowing.
yeah, or it seemed to glow to Matt.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But
It seemed to glow.
yeah, did you catch that reference on the red hair?
Not really. What was that supposed to be?
We'll just leave it at that.
Okay. No,
it'll be
because
it'll it's
they said something that he was, because they said that he was, because of the red hair, people from that particular group or tribe, I would say, had these characteristics. And it's these people that were, he wasn't killed for any crime but just for being part of that group. So although I don't understand yet fully.
Yeah, we'll just
it'll definitely be
yeah.
back.
We'll, Definitely will.
Uh,
I think we got 8 episodes here, right? Are there more?
10.
10?
I think there's 10. Am I right? Well, we'll see.
Man, I need to brush
Uh,
up on my history.
the on my end, I do like that.
There's
So
gonna
up,
be eight
yeah, again,
episodes.
8 episodes. Uh, Apart from the decisions on making it faster, you alluded to it. I was in my head when I was listening to the book, the heron blade. Um, was like the usual fantasy broadsword. I really like the idea that they made it like samurai looking, so that's cool.
Mm.
Um,
I
I am
mm.
very surprised, very very surprised by Matt. Like Matt is a very hard character to pull.
It can be
It's
annoying
a
if
very
yeah.
can be annoying. It can be douchey, but I like the balance that this actor Barney Harris is bringing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agreed.
I like that. Um, you know, Rand's character again. It's the easiest one to cast. The handsome, dumb. Write something good with him. So it's one of those things. Like I'm surprised that all of these relatively newcomers are so far landing the series. Um, I like the decision where they changed Tom Maryland to be a less gleeful Gleeman, little somber. Um, Although like I'm also like in the books he has a harp and what's it, a lira,
Yeah, there was two.
and and this one it's a guitar, so
Guitar.
that's much more useful. It's much more universal. So I like these small decisions that they're making to change the character. That I totally forgot that Tom was that came out with them to start. And then I was like having Perrin married was also like, did I forget the first book? It's only like 3 months ago where I read it, so I was like, what had happened? But so I like all those series. Um and again, the pace is making me ache because I am really enjoying it. It's a lot gorier than I expected it to be. It is a lot more like the scenes are a lot bigger than I thought they could ever be. It's not as polished as Game of Thrones, but I am very very excited. I literally cannot wait to watch the next episode. So Fridays is going to be fun because we have Wheel of Time. We'll have well, Hawkeye will come out on Wednesdays, but like this is going to be one of those things that are I'm glad that there's only one Friday show that I have to like
Yes.
maintain because
This
like
this this is this week was bad because they all dropped
it was
Friday.
like no, but even the idea of like if I have two week on week shows, I was like, at least one is Wednesday and one is Friday. This time it's a little bit more paced, so I can like
Oh,
really absorb,
here
watch
just
the episode 2 or 3 times.
to clarify for RJ, uh, for the Wheel of Time, the 3,000 years ago, the Aes Sedai there were researching about the power source, the one true source, and then they
Mm-hmm.
found a place where they can use power either side, male or female. So it's different from the normal one. And then they tried to open it, and it was suddenly the prison. They found out that it was a prison for the Dark One. So they made a hole in it. So when the dragon and the hundred companions, I think all of them, they used Sidene, the male side, to close the
Side
hole
in and
back.
side R.
But as they closed the hole
To what?
back, to close
To
the hole back,
close.
the prison of the Dark One, he didn't escape yet, but they needed to close it. So when they closed it, they used the male half, and the Dark One was able to touch it before they closed it. So when he touched it, he tainted it, and all of them immediately went mad. All the hundred, the dragon, and all the
All the
other
males.
males, and that's what caused the breaking of the world because they went mad with that power. They used the power and they killed a lot of people in cities and stuff. So they caused the breaking. That was the breaking.
Okay. All
Just for
right.
context. Okay.
Thank you.
Um, I think we've thoroughly discussed our love for
Wheel of
the
Time.
Wheel of Time
Please
series.
watch it.
Fine.
Please watch it.
Final thoughts, like Shabazz, final thoughts
Please watch it.
before we close down the episode.
Please
All
watch it.
right,
That's all.
Jay.
I agree. Please watch it. It's epic.
It's a great week. We have a couple of really good shows that are now at this point. Arcane will be done, so you can watch that at your own pace. That will be great. Cowboy Bebop is also, it was a binge drop, so it's one of the. It's good. I think my ratings are a little bit low, but it's a kind of series that you can watch. You will thoroughly enjoy it. It's not going to be
Mm.
super eat into your soul as much. So that's kind of great. And then Wheel of Time is a new amazing series where at this point, like we'll discuss the next episode of Wheel of Time next week. But I also want to gauge, like, at this pace, how many seasons can this series go, or should this go? So I'm very excited about that.
I know, like I discussed before with you,
uh,
John. I just hope I wouldn't freaking mind time skips. Skip to the meaty part. Give me
Yeah.
the
So
good
I
ones.
also don't want them to, like, it. It's Rosamund Pike. She's a movie star. So if we do 4 to 6 seasons, that's a win. That's an
Yeah.
amazing win. That's 6 seasons
Mm.
of content. So I hope. I don't want two.
If
I want more than two.
if I get the ending,
That's true.
if I get the ending of book 2 and the ending of book 3, I'm done. I'm happy. You don't need to finish the series for me as long as you give me those 2 bookends. Cannot wait for those to happen.
Well, I'm excited. So with that, don't forget our assignment for next week will be the last bits of Arcane on
Okay.
Netflix. Our Cowboy Bebop as well. We'll discuss whatever we end up watching
Okay.
in that particular series. We'll also discuss the latest episode of Wheel of Time. That'll be a lot easier. It's just going to be one episode, and then we'll be discussing for the first time the first episode of Hawkeye Disney Plus. Very, very fucking excited. It's going to be great. It's Thanksgiving week in the United States, so I have slightly more time to watch all of these, so I can watch them 2 or 3 times. I'm very excited. Again, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Just search +63HP on YouTube. Launch us from your browser, bit.ly/+63HP. Like and subscribe to, or like follow us on Twitter at +63HP. And if you want to listen to our reviews and our discussions via just your ear holes, open up your podcasting app, search for +63HP on the Apple Podcast and Spotify, or both, and then hit subscribe, and then we'll be there every week with multiple shows per week, reacting to trailers, reviewing series, and running through our first D&D campaign. Goodbyes, CHUBAX.
See you next week. Happy Thanksgiving.
RJ.
Yep. Looking forward to watching the homework that we have. It's something that I'm not dreading. It's something I look forward to, and definitely we want to hear from you guys. If you have certain shows that you want us to review or series, please don't forget to write in the comments. I'm pretty sure one of us will be happy to respond.
Yeah. And that's it for this week. Thank you very much for listening, and see you next time.